What's good, YouTube? And welcome to the drama. Can you guess what card it's over and who caused the buyout? We'll get into that in a second, but first I want to shout out Dank Rituals. While they are sponsoring the channel for a review and a place on Market Watch, I want to be doing it unless I really like their products. And actually, I discuss with them the negatives and positives and even put that out on video if you check out the last review. Their upcoming Covenant mat looks really freaking good, and I do like the deck box that already comes in this collection. I have it on hand. And then the sleeves, I think they need to update some glams on here because turquoise is by far my favorite color and it's matte. So a lot of people do like smooth and glossy. I stress test these for past format and it was only able to hurt a couple corners, and that's over a lot of testing with my Troop Dupe deck, which you know goes a lot of searching, a lot of shuffling, making sure to actually separate things. And my other two favorite colors would be the pink, which really does pop more than most people's, and then white. Again, they're all matte, so I prefer them I would probably actually use them for tournament play because of how tough they are, and you get a couple extra cards. If you're on 40 cards, you get 10 extra. But then when it comes down to it, for past format decks where I don't want to worry all the time about changing sleeves, these will last, in my opinion, from what I've been doing to test them and weather them faster, and they really do hold up versus other sleeves, especially the glossy ones. But glossy are meant to feel good and be replaced more often, right? So it really comes down to what you like, but these matte sleeves have a unique texture. They've worked on them and made them a lot better since last time, and they fit my cards really good, and they don't ride up in them. Also, they have a Halloween mat limited coming out. If you've seen in the mat groups, the AI mat goes for like 180 pretty consistently, so in a saturated market, a new brand coming in and being this successful is very interesting to note. I don't have a promo code or anything with them. That would undermine their retail partners. I'm always upfront with y'all. That's why I don't have What's Good 5 on the website. It's because after they sell out, the only place you can get them is retail, and they want to keep their partners, you know, working with them and have reasons for them to restock as well. So you can also check out physical partners, which I believe are somewhere on the site. That being said, let's get into the cards and drama. I caused a buyout on Summon Skull by bringing it up on Market Watch. Whenever you're a creator, especially market content, and you have 10,000 viewers versus only hundreds of cards, and those cards are getting, you know, already bought out, sometimes it's like fuel on the fire, and Summon Skull was exactly that. And actually, Core TCG keeps coming in clutch here, and I shouted them out. They're not a sponsor or anything, but like when it comes down to it, like Core TCG just doesn't care about buyouts. They care about moving their stock and pushing it out, and they have relisted now twice through this, tons of quantities, not caring that people are trying to push it up. So I really like seeing that, and Core's a longtime player in the game with quality shipping. They're actually, again, who I bought mine from in this situation. But the ones that did really go burr outside of this are Goblin Attack Force, which I also was passionate about. If you don't know, Summon Skull is one of my top 3 favorite cards of all time. It's like, this is an official OCG product, by the way, which is very expensive to ship because they're big and they stuff the package full with stuff like that. But Summon Skull is one of my all-time favorites with Jinzo and Grandmaster. It's my top 3 favorite cards combined. I couldn't really choose one depending on the day of who's my favorite. It would change. And passion flows through. Whenever I talk about other creators like the Pack Tax or this Rose because of Kali Effect, I hold myself responsible too. This one definitely came from me putting a spotlight on it while it was already going, and that's going to happen with creators, and if they pretend like that doesn't happen, that's a bit weird, champ. But yeah, nothing else really ended up moving besides Goblin Attack Force, which I said just looks really nice and I think is underestimated. Talking about the YCS destroying the market, probably what you're here for in the video, Jesse Cotton doing it again big. Back in the day, I used to compare him, like when I was talking Dragon Ball scaling into going versus Yu-Gi-Oh! Duelist. I put him as Super Saiyan 2 Gohan back in the day when Billy and Jeff were still doing it big. Billy being Goku, Jeff being Vegeta. And it comes around, now he's Super Saiyan Gohan Beast Mode, really killing it back on top, and the GOAT. He is the GOAT. Sorry, Billy. But Marionette Might was one of his sides. It's going full buyout mode from the structure deck, especially interestingly, instead of, I would think first edition would go harder. Strike of Neo's first edition. How crazy is it, actually? I see sales around the same price, and it is going further beyond. very, very fast. So yeah, every single version of this is going on full buyout mode. It's for against Unchained and the Unchained Mirror, which is why he side decked it. Then you also have Dark Contract going because a lot of the decks are playing the DD stuff, and it's actually pretty interesting how that's gone. The ultra rare is going up, and even the commons have value here. So be aware that these are going if you have some extra out. It goes from the past to nice to see some value in there. Nightmare Griffin secret rares have been steadily rising, and so have the ultras, just the rares from Genesis Impact if you want a cheap version, so there's accessible versions with high rarities. Wow, Konami, it's like that model works from the OCG over time. But seriously, this has been spiking for the first edition for a bit now, and is pretty stable around 10 overall. Gravekeeper Inscription, I don't know that this actually saw play. My Discord said they didn't really see it around. I think it's more Therio. The first effect is apply one of the effects. Neither player can activate effects in the graveyard, which is pretty good against Unchained since people are talking Dweller and other effects like that. So Gravekeeper Inscription, a card that, you know, I've said before seems, you know, underestimated at $12, $15, has risen to 10. That would be one of my bad calls early, but, you know, player brain versus market brain doesn't always work out, does it? But here it is actually starting to rise and gain traction. Coach King Giant Trainer is mad up. I actually don't know what deck this is for. Let me know in the comment section down below. I keep asking and not getting answers. But seriously, all versions of this are up, especially the secret rare. Might be for something upcoming, might be for something current. Let me know. Fantastical Dragon Phantasma has been on the last couple market watches. Unchained likes to link. Yep, the first editions are going a lot more ham. There's only one left at 25 before we're looking towards the 30s on finding a first edition copy. 29 about, and then 30. So this was 24 the other day. Other versions have bumped up on the lower, and now the higher end is following. A lot of the market in current Modern seems to go for the lower end first during this market that's hurting on its collectibles, and people are a little more shaky. So instead of the high-end version being the first buyout a lot of the time, lately it seems to be the lower-end version going first and the higher-end lagging behind. That'll actually happen again, I believe, later. Rescue Ace Hydrant, though, is going for all versions, the collector rare respiking as it topped early and actually got a slot at the YCS. And you also have Rescue Ace Turbulence, collector rare doing good for itself. Ultra rare has been, you know, okay, but really Hydrant's the star of the show here and has been going crazy and is going even crazier. The 25th anniversary Tin Dueling Heroes. Stardust is actually up a couple bucks, back to $10, and Dark Magician is climbing. So the promo guaranteed value inside, that is RNG 1 out of 1610, so over a case, is what is climbing. Red Eye's also up just a hair, so is Black Rose, and quantities are going down. So you might want to get your promo that you do want sooner than later using that TCG player link in the description down below, costing you nothing extra to support the channel directly for the cards you'd already be buying. I have credited that RNG promos were really great from the Gold Sark 10, but when you had a full promo pack, this feels a little more empty. The 10 cases are still going down in prices, but the listers aren't all that ready to give up and are watching because multiple buyouts are happening inside, but the most cards are worth are towards $10 to $12, and Garura now spiking on up there towards 10. One of the only generic goodies in there, which I did point out early, but yeah, I didn't think it had that much potential to go towards 10 that fast. Also, Rite of Armis here, engine is somewhat generic within the set, is up towards $5, $6, and the Bestial Saronir is up there too, ahead of Magnamut as well now, while other pieces like Illusion of Chaos end up falling down here, and other things like Cartesia go down. But what did I say about the 10s? It's more likely the cards outside the 10s go up than before the cards in the 10s when people are going for things. And Labyrinth, oh yeah, big welcome Labyrinth's getting a big up in price. If you go to the month graph, it's just nonstop. I told you all to get this one sooner than later if you've been watching Market Watch for some time. I saw a comment, it's like, this is my first video, what do you mean you told me? I do think it's sometimes hard to get out of that mentality, like with the Master Duel players, where I told people, hey, stop bullying them about Duel Overload and should have got Duel Overload. It's been like $70 for over a year now. Like, they haven't been around. People didn't remember the influx of players for Master Duel. So I don't always remember, like, hey, we still get new people around this old joint. But when it comes down to it, yeah, up towards $18 to $20, and it's pretty crazy to watch. Told you all to get these around 4. We have Grand Guigonol, the Dust Dragon. I'm just murdering names. I was trying. I gave up. I'm sorry, but seriously, this has been nonstop going up, as well as Rindbrum, because other pieces are in there, and obviously this is the Cartesia fusion. It doesn't have a reprint. Cartesia is around, so the other piece ends up going burr, and is the case with a lot of the cards. And then finally, we have the Ritual support that came out last night, reimagining old Rituals, which is really cool. Sarveus being one, he's like this old cool man. And then you also have Saphira, Queen of Dragons, Ultimate Rare, absolutely going ham and spiking. This has always been kind of a modern favorite for people to collect. Now, the people saying that they made her less hot, get off the internet for the day. But jokes aside, Twitter is a weird place sometimes. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to king shame, but you know what I'm saying? Yeah, it could be a little weird, champ. But yeah, Sarveus and Saphira getting reimagined human forms is pretty darn cool. Skull Guardian did as well. Actually, we should check in on that. The good old TP days. Skull Guardian only has the TP2 rare. Anything going too wild? Nah, people have wised up a little. Looks like they don't want to be going that ham when they would figure. I think there'll be a reprint. Anyways, thanks for watching today's Market Watch. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Always holding myself responsible with stuff like the Summon Skull, and feel free to call me out when I don't. Thanks for watching. Seriously, I want to have what I have without y'all, and the ability to overspend on some Summon Skulls, including the secret rares that I ended up getting. That's one big reason, by the way. That's why I stopped vending. Like, either I eat a deal before the audience, right? Especially if I'm vending, I would go deeper than I did, or I tell the audience the deal and I eat up after, self-fulfilling the prophecy of a buyout and making it look like it went up, when realistically, like, that's just me eating after people and having to pay more. So it's lose-lose in my opinion. I'd rather make promo codes, sponsorships, videos, add the revenue, and be a bit lazier, not sort cards all day. I've talked about that so much. A, B, C, D, sort by set, sort by magic, spell, trap. It's so monotonous, and a lot of people during the bulk picking streams were like, finally, I'm getting off my A and picking bulk with you, like, and sorting. I get it. It's a grind, and that's part of what I don't exactly miss. I love finding cards and hitting stuff and getting things in the hands of people that like them, but when it comes to buying cards, like, there's no good equilibrium, and that's why I quit vending in ABC format about just after, when I did that exactly with Magnet Reverse and realized that doesn't feel good, man. I don't blame people, by the way, who also do their content and still are active vending. I feel like I miss out on a lot of things, like commons that spiked up, or things through buy list ahead of time rumblings that 2 weeks later, I feel like I do miss out on some. So I think there is a balance to be had on maybe the volume you do or what you're doing with the series, but with self-interest removed that way, I feel like I always just give those deals first to y'all, and what comes, you put out there, it comes back towards you, right? Thanks for watching though. Sorry for rambling here at the end.